You should tell us when it's a hot mic in case we get canceled or some shit.
Oh no, I
say
cut all the
something
stuff.
offensive.
No, I cut everything out to the important part. It's just so I don't forget stuff. So
Man, bullshit.
I
You
know.
got evidence. You're wearing a wire. You're a
Hey,
snake.
Well, what
let
have
me
you got
tell
this
you.
time about Marcus not liking them people again?
No. That's Marcus says that to himself. But look at the position that Sami dropped that knee with the head on the thigh. He was really in the position of acknowledging the Roman Reigns, who I literally thought was not at SmackDown. They just had pre-recorded videos in the back. I still don't think
I
he was
laughed,
there.
but I laughed prior to this because Jimmy was not even in shot for most of this.
Yes. Once again, showing that Jimmy Uso is not the important one. But
this looks like someone teaches someone how to play dice, and he's wondering, why aren't you gonna pay me my money right now, Sami? I just want to know, why the hell don't I have my money right now, Sami? And Sami's like, let me plead with you for a moment.
That do look like it, but I mean, the greatest line is Roman's like, make sure these fools' names is not in my mouth. Like, I don't know if he believes Sami, but he was already disappointed with the Usos. So luckily, Sami came in there groveling. He kind of took some of the distraction away from what the Usos did or didn't do. Yeah, we could talk about that when time comes. But I mean,
for the record, I did not see AEW Rampage. I don't remember this shit at all, right?
Well, Marcus, the good news is you don't get to see a good waste of popcorn, Marcus. A good waste of popcorn. These man. Talk about a night on town.
Which one? Oh, the one on the right?
All of them, man. But I guess is that Hogan on the left? She's the only one that's not dressed to go out because she didn't put no heels on.
No, but she got those wrestling boots on.
Yeah, Kira Hogan looks like she's ready to fight.
Yeah, those are heels, though.
Yeah, I can see these 5 women fighting in the club for no reason.
Oh, they fighting in the club. But the question is, who you got? Who you got?
I can see Sasha and them. Hey, I'm definitely going with the Naomi squad. I think Naomi is ghetto enough to beat all their asses.
Yeah, I think so, because I think Velvet and Hogan just talk a lot of shit, but they can't do anything about it. I mean,
I can see Sasha being the one that start the shit. We just watch the little put her hand and just go shit.
Let me just tell you
right here. Why?
There are moments
right there.
There are moments where Sasha Banks' ethnicity is very, you could question it. But in this picture that Manny has up on the screen, I know she black right here. That is so much black attitude with the hip sway, how she talking shit. Yeah, that's it.
But this is Sasha with grills in her mouth. Of course it's.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. But
after she had grills, I was like, is Sasha going through a midlife crisis?
It felt like she was.
Or 29 or 30 or whatever the hell she is. Like, why are you getting grills?
But Manny, because I know we have a lot to get through in the show, can we start the show?
Yeah, let's get.
He's not a turd. But I want to say this before this show starts because I'm going to forget it mid-show. I figured out Daniel Bryan is a sleeper cell and that he is secretly scouting some of the talent for the WWE and that working with Jade Cargil is a secret to get her to sign with WWE for less money. He's saying, you don't want to work with these fucking people. I can see him in the back saying it. He's a snake. And I wanted to put that out in the universe.
All right. Here it is. I'm Keenan, and this is the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast.
Me and Marcus have to work out who's the skinnier of the two of us. To be Kel. You should be fucking Kel. You're the skinniest of all of us now.
Manny, go ahead. Go ahead, be Kel.
Manny,
nah, Manny, you can be the white Chris. Manager at the store.
I'll be Chris.
I will be Orange Soda. I'll be Orange Soda. You guys can be Keenan and Kel.
I'm not drinking you.
Oh, that's true. I don't want you to trick me either, man. That's bad.
Here it goes.
Anyway, nope. Scratch that. I'm Eric.
I'm smooth and sultry, Lord Thirst Trapper Jones.
Oh yeah.
And I am the master. I made those sound effects up. I don't know if you could tell.
You look like a kitten. You look
Marcus,
like a kitten with trying to get his claws out.
No, I'm gonna tell you what Mark. Those were tire fireworks, Marcus. You done whipped too much ass, and your sparks are like this visiting right now. That's what it is. That was like there it is. But with that being said, because I know Marcus is tired, and I know Manny and Marcus have had an extensive week of working, and I thought about continuing the narrative of Marcus doing a lot of false advertisement and no showing this show because I got my booster. But I decided that I did not want to do that because this was supposed to be my homecoming show. This is supposed to be my eulogy, and I didn't want to take away. But Marcus.
Well, congratulations, Booster Gold. Okay,
I mean,
Booster Gold here.
Because I did see.
Booster old, drop the beat.
I'm old, but Manny, I looked at the flyer that Marcus did to highlight the week, and I never saw anything on the back that said card subject to change. I'm just saying, Marcus, on Wednesday, you promised to deliver Mr. B-Side Studios, Marcus, and he no-showed the event, Marcus. You might as well be known as Tony Khan. We're making bad.
But everybody else did, all right?
Marcus was hosting secretly MLW. Marcus was secretly hosting MLW when people no-show.
So, Marcus, I turn to you because you are known to make announcements that might not pan out, Marcus. So, Tony Khan made his announcement this week that he made a huge announcement. And the greatest thing about this, Manny knew that I was coming at you already. I told him in the pre-show meeting. Marcus, I want to say, and people are going to call me a hater, and people are going to say that, hey, you really hate some AEW. But Marcus, this was probably the biggest botch for an announcement I've ever seen in my entire life. I just said, why did they do this? Marcus, I've already heard your comments about the announcement. My question for you, wouldn't a fire video package like highlighting some of the highlight points of New Japan really did a lot better rather than the email like, hey, we have this package and this is going to happen in Chicago? Because it seems like it's going to be an amazing night in Chicago. But the thing is, back on February 27th in 2016, we attended a show where New Japan superstars came and fought many people who are on the roster. Go ahead, Marcus. I just had a lot to say right there. I'm sorry.
So what's your question, sir? What is your question? That was a statement, okay? That was a statement. Can you reframe the question? Like if this was a spelling bee or we were in a court of law, you were trying to lead the witness or whatever you were doing there.
Okay.
What was your question?
My question for you, would a fire video package highlighting New Japan been better than the announcement that we got from Tony Khan and the guy from New Japan walking out on stage being interrupted by...
So wait, you're saying flying a man from Japan in a nice suit, bringing him out on stage so he can be interrupted by Adam Cole and Jay White and coked out Tony, telling him he don't understand why they're interrupting him in this announcement. Is it a good way to announce that you're about to have the biggest cross-promotion wrestling show ever in the history of the sport?
No. Because as you said on the show, or you or Manny said this on the show,
we've answered this.
Oh, I thought you was asking me a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
It was the same way you asked me a question. It was in the form of a statement.
Okay, my bad. I'll back it up.
And my answer is, I think it could have been done better in an email or something. I just wish Tony would stop saying he's going to make big announcements. I just wish I can go a week or two without Tony saying he's making a big announcement, because like you said, we have seen these guys already cross mingle already, whether they're in Ring of Honor or in AEW, and the Madison Square Garden show and all that. You got all these shows, but if he wants to do it this way, it's fine. I'm too tired to yell about Tony Khan and bots and and New Japan deals. Let the man live his life. It's going to be a phenomenal show. just it could have just been presented better.
Are you sure? Because I'm sorry, like they could have presented Okada. Like if Okada walks out, then I feel a lot better. But Jay White, as Manny has been very critical of Mr. Jay White. I mean, like did this whole segment make any sense?
Hold on. If you're gonna say I'm being critical of him, you name him the name I named it. Call him.
Manny, I was trying to remember what you called him, and I couldn't.
The
get
knife
it in my head.
pervert.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, because like I just remember seeing Tony with his hands on his hips, not realizing that his production team decided to put a camera on Adam Cole and let Jay White have a live microphone instead of him. Like it just seemed really awkward. What about you, Manny?
Well, this goes back to Marcus's premonition of Tony Khan becoming a character. Well, whilst he may have been on the stage like when Jay White come out, he may have been high for all I know, but this is me thinking he's playing character at this point.
Yep. But I agree. It should have been somewhat other than Jay White, because Jay White's already been on Dynamite. That's not breaking news that Jay White's wrestling on every show. He's wrestling on every wrestling show.
In some ways, isn't he employed by Impact?
And I already said to Marcus, I think in the pre-show on Thursday, I can't listen to Jay White speak because he just reminds me of everybody from Flight of the Conchords because they're all from New Zealand.
He came out and said, "Hey, everybody, it's business time." I'm a hip hoppopotamus.
Hey, Jermaine, I'm a hip hoppopotamus.
But then I guess the question that I have to go back and ask this question is like, who does this partnership benefit? Because I've already seen all of these wrestlers fight each other over the years, and I don't know if it's bringing anything fresh to the table, unless you can give me Okada versus Bryan Danielson or something of that nature. But we don't know what they have announced yet. But I know New Japan has been trying to infiltrate the American market, and I would say it has not been successful. Will this help New Japan get more of an American audience going forward, Marcus?
Wait a minute. They have infiltrated the American market. They have their shows of New Japan Strong, and they're on Impact. And you may not say these are on TV, but they're clearly to the AEW fan base, these are household names. And I think they have the same amount of fans that AEW has right now of the 900, 1 million, whatever we are at fan base that they have. And you know what? New Japan is building up their reputation. A lot of people probably haven't seen Ishii or Suzuki or Jay White before, and all these guys have come over. They haven't got this experience, and then it's like, oh, let me open my eyes up. I was talking to somebody at work who's like, oh, what do you think of the deal? And I was like, all right. They've been working with these guys already, but it's all right. And the guy was like, man, he's like, but damn it, they're forcing me to watch all this other wrestling to know what's going on.
Does this person at work subscribe to us?
Maybe.
So awesome. I sit here, Marcus, and I say
people who subscribe to me.
And Marcus, quite frankly,
I don't want to know, because then I may just be like, nah, I can't talk today.
Marcus, I just want to let you know that I feel like they always send the same people. It's always Ishii. If you don't know who Ishii is, anytime New Japan has some type of partnership with a show, it's always Ishii on the show. And as Manny said on the show, who wants to see Adam Cole versus it don't make sense. It's not a good matchup. And I think that was proven on Rampage. Manny,
I mean, no, that statement's false. The match was fine. The match was fine. It's just that it's Adam Cole. It's not believable.
It's not. It's not.
The man's a stone-faced pit bull.
It's a pit bull versus Chihuahua. That's what it was. And I'm taking the pit bull.
You're so mean to Adam Cole now. Ever since he changed.
Because the Knife Brother came out to help him.
Yeah.
The Knife Brother came out to help him. That's why I didn't like the match.
Marcus, if you would go back to the tapes, Marcus, I've always been critical of Adam Cole, whether he was in AEW or NXT. I always talked about his size, Marcus. So don't accuse me of being more critical of Adam because he's in AEW. I'm more critical because it shows more. But at the same time, the Undisputed Elite is the same thing as the Undisputed Era, and they're not moving the needle in AEW. Just my opinion.
Well, at this current moment, no one's moving the needle anywhere.
That is true.
No one's moving anywhere. No one's lighting the world on fire. This is an all brands. I'm talking about getting the mainstream involved. It ain't happening anywhere. If you want the mainstream involved, you got to dig up Steve Austin. because he's the only one that gets people going like, hey, what's going on right here? Let me see Stone Cold Steve Austin. You want the mainstream? You got to dig up the rock. None of these other people are moving the needle. Cody ain't moving the needle, even though he thought he did. People,
well, I mean,
Raw got its lowest ratings in like 20 years. You know how they always get their lowest ratings in 20 years. When Cody on his third week, the honeymoon's over. People love to see him in the WWE universe. Like, oh, it's Cody, but he ain't moved that needle. No one's going like, I need to see Monday Night Raw now because Cody there. The same with all these New Japan guys and everybody from the past. They ain't moving the needle. Ain't nobody. What it's doing is exciting wrestling fans in the IWC. What it's doing is really that's it. No one else cares about any other wrestling that's happening today.
So Manny,
my dude said he was tired. Yet he's ranting like he's protecting Swerve all over again.
Yes, Manny, he's protecting the needle, man. He's protecting the needle, and the same
needle don't jump, right?
But El Luchador says, why does everyone care about this damn needle? It's the new Rampage ring. It's only people in the wrestling community that cares about the needle. I mean, I think they're doing good enough ratings as they're doing. I mean, it ain't what it needle.
It wasn't. This needle needs readjusting.
I mean, the only people who care about wrestling is wrestling fans, and the wrestling fans just, I mean, like, think about it. It's just what it is.
I know what normal people are talking about. They're talking about the show Moon Knight, or they're waiting for Obi-Wan Kenobi, or they're rewatching the Batman on HBO Max, or Better Call Saul, or Eric's Cooking Tournament of Champions. That's what normal people do.
Actually, I'm being forced to watch Bridgerton.
Damn, Eddie. Damn.
And they care about Bridgerton, damn it. No one cares about wrestling. It's dead. If there was money in this, we would be the richest show on YouTube because we are the best damn.
It's the strangest show ever because Shonda Rhimes has got the queen that is the English queen that's black and she's doing cocaine. The strangest show I've ever watched in my life.
But I'm going to try to get back on track.
Hold on. Can I talk about moving the needle?
Okay.
Know who's really moving the needle in the world? Former AEW appearance and WWE appearance, Mike Tyson for beating the man on the plane.
Oh,
That's what people are talking about.
WWE Hall of Famer, Marcus.
Chris Rock moves the needle. And also, Johnny Depp's girlfriend, wife, shitting on his bed is moving the damn needle. No. The real world is crazier than pro wrestling at this current moment because we ain't got nobody shit in the bed. We metaphorically say they shit.
You know why, Marcus?
Because in the real world, people shit the bed.
Because you know why, Marcus? Because we have censorship. If AEW or WWE was on an HBO Max, we would have all this shit in WWE where you could have somebody shit on the bed and say fuck. That's the difference. So when Tony Khan goes out,
when one of them went to Johnny Depp and went, Did you store cocaine on that? No, but that does look like it could contain cocaine.
This whole fucking trial is funny.
Johnny Depp is trolling in a trial.
Well, you know
but he looks abused and beat up. Yeah. She cut my hand, She cut my hand, and I'm giving him a British accent because I feel like he's speaking in a British accent at times. My fingers are cut off. It's like Jack Sparrow's on trial.
That lady, Marcus, she cut his Jack Sparrow check, man. They had to cut ties. Like he was ready for Pirates of the Caribbean. Actually, she saved us all from another movie, man. She saved us all from.
All of that is better than.
Man, when this is all said and done, I want another movie.
But
I need him and Will Smith to do a movie in there and just make it about them.
El Luchador, we cannot do another show, but although that does sound like a great fucking show, Needle Movers, when we talk about all the real shit happening in the world.
Because the real shit is more crazier than the shit's good at wrestling.
Did you hear about
in wrestling? People are just wrestling.
Did you hear about the story where somebody donated the stuffed animal to someplace and it come out, it was stuffed with a bunch of cocaine and they're trying to trace back where the cocaine came from and who donated the item? And that's the real shit that makes me entertained. Like, who makes up that stuff? Manny, yes, go ahead.
It was me, Austin. It was me.
But it's funny Marcus brought up the term needle mover because WWE is trying to do something to rectify their situation of trying to find that next needle mover. Because it was reported during WrestleMania weekend in Athletic that WWE held a tryout that was invite only to former athletes of the NCAA, where they were trying to get more and more athletes to come into WWE. They were going towards the youth movement. Marcus, I'm going to come to you first. How do you feel about WWE trying to tap into all that lost talent of college athletes that can't make it in their respective sport, but might be great superstars in their industry?
Yeah, you go for the best athletes. I don't see where the issue is, or if you go for young and the best athletes in the world. That's what I don't know what Manny is showing us here.
That was Eric sent me. Look how long it is.
But see, I sent him the facts, but I'm gonna truncate it, Marcus. That's what I do. I do it all. But
okay. But I think it's it's no different from anything else. You go for the best and youngest and brightest future. What you do is plan for the future. And if you have something negative about that, I mean, going after younger, real athletic talent, then what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? There's nothing different than anything they've ever done. If you look at all the top stars, at one point they were collegiate athletes who blew up their knees or something. Whether it's Joe, Roman Reigns, whether you're The Rock, who never cut the mustard in the Canadian League of Football,
Big
E. Yeah, you got all these guys over the years, and that's just the beginning. So yeah.
Oh, was it Farouk as well, wasn't it?
Farouk, yeah.
I mean, Triple H was quoted and says that we have this pool of all these players that are not going to their respective league, and he's like, if we can only get 10 or 5% of these players, percent of these people to show up, and we can train them to wrestle the way that we want to have them wrestle, it will be better. And then he went on to talk about, like, when he brought in the indie guys, they had no problem bringing the indie guys in, but they had to break, quotation marks, a lot of bad habits that these performers had. Manny,
they never say what these bad habits are.
He said footwork. He said footwork, the inability to sell things and whatnot. Like, it just pretty much with the stigma that indie wrestling has. Manny, do you think that this is better? Because I think one of the big downfalls of NXT was that they brought in so much indie talent that people really you got to stop being harped on that 39 years old, Ross. Everybody knew Damian Priest was old. But Manny, do you think that bringing in all the outside influence like the Mellow Hayes, people who have not been to indies, helps WWE create the narrative of who they want to have?
It does, but then I listened to it. Johnny Gargano on Renee Paquette's podcast renamed the sessions. It used to be the oral sessions.
She matured.
But he said, he basically said you can bring in all these athletes and stuff with no wrestling experience, but end of the day, the people that are going to shine through are the people that actually fucking love this. And these athletes, if they don't love this, you're going to see someone like Brock, who's going to get itchy, like Brock before when he got itchy feet, where he wanted to go test his talents elsewhere, like in UFC, football, whatever. So
he was tied to be bullshit.
Yeah, so like these people may find out that they don't like it, they don't like the lifestyle, and then they go, and then all that time they've invested in these in an athlete may have gone down for nothing. Whilst you've got an indie guy that you may have to weed out the bad habits and stuff like that, but they love this. They're doing it because they want to do it. It's not just I'm here because my other careers failed.
It's
so you've got that kind of running there. But like there are two sides to it. There are people that love it.
And it's great that you brought up that point, because he even addressed that point in the article where he says the number forced us to be more regimental. He said we used to be like, well, he's only been here a year. Let's give him more time. See if he picks it up. Now we know there's a 6 month coming in the door or adopt, get rolling. And we're looking at the amplitude. Like, they're willing to let people go who just don't get it. They're also willing to let people walk away that they've trained and go someplace else and get trained. And if they become big stars, they can come back to them. Like, they're not holding on like they once were before. Like, hey, we don't want to let this guy go and he goes someplace else and be a big star. I think that's a very good mentality moving forward, trying to create new people, because I think a lot of people was like, the question you can ask, and I see this all over Twitter, they're like, all the NXT wrestlers that were let go that are now in AEW, the question is, are they in a better position than they were when they were in NXT? And I don't think that they are. I think everybody's pretty much at the same level that they were once before. Marcus, how would you like to close that out?
Well, mine is the simplest answer is WWE has a certain type that they want. And it doesn't make sense to keep signing people against what they want. And that's what they were doing technically with NXT. As much as I love NXT, the black and gold brand, it was going against the type of what Vince McMahon wants on his product. He wants the big muscular guy. He wants people who can be characters. He wants people to be charismatic. He wants the next actor. What he's always looking for is the next Rock, and to say, "Yeah, we produce the next Rock or we produce the next Cena." That's what he is looking for. He wants people he made, and he could groove into what he wants. He never cared about the people from outside of wrestling that didn't have his image. Like he had Ric Flair. He didn't give a fuck about Ric Flair. Honestly, Ric Flair was just on the roster for many years randomly, and it's like he didn't care about that because he didn't create him. The people he liked were the Undertakers or the Rocks. People who were kind of homegrown is the ones he always pushed. And Steve Austin is just a different type of breed of wrestler or whatever who just printed money. But that's what he wants. And I think that would be best for their company and their business. But on the opposite of that, for Tony, what he's into is pleasing the wrestling fan base or whatever he's into. And he should go after the people that pleases the wrestling fan base. It's a different genre. It's not the same thing. There's apple to oranges right now. Vince is in the entertainment industry, and AEW's in the wrestling business. Not to say it like the
and we honestly can't say which direction is the right direction or which one people will like. Let's go into the chat room real quick. El Luchador says you really gotta. Seems like you gotta really love wrestling to deal with all the bullshit that comes with it. I agree with it. I think it's a price that you have to pay and pay your dues in order to get into the wrestling industry, and that's what Triple H said always bothered him. Like, there is no way. In so many ways, the Performance Center, in their estimation, was created so they can have their own wrestling school to make their own wrestlers that they want to have. Manny,
it's like baseball. It's like minor league baseball,
and that's exactly what
I have you coming through my farm system, and you don't know what's really going on out there in the Indies or what your value is. I can pay you this, and we can work for us.
Then Ross said Triple H said he's happy to see guys he helped develop out that AEW on stage and that they will come back bigger stars in the same way football teams in the UK use the loan system. And I agree. He's like, I created them, and for whatever reason, Daddy Vince did not like these guys that I created. They're someplace else, and they're moving the needle, as we have established this show as the Needle Mover Show. And it's good for them. I mean, it's healthy. El Luchador says it's wrestling or sports entertainment. I made my choice. When Vince leaves, I will come back. I think
be sports entertainment when Vince leaves.
Yeah, it's not changing.
Yeah, it's not changing.
Because quite frankly, El Luchador, you can disagree with this one. I think there's more money in sports entertainment than it is in wrestling. That's just me.
No, what it basically is Vince, regardless of if he sells or he dies and it gets handed off to someone else, Vince is trying to make this WWE a brand more than a brand like Marvel, where it's just fucking out there and it's everywhere. And like you'll know, he wants people to be like Roman Reigns, like second to the Spider-Man or whatever. He wants his WWE superstars. Why he calls them superstars, to be larger than life. So when they're out there, you go, that's fucking Roman Reigns. That's Roman. Mom, look, that's Roman Reigns.
Or you can diversify, and when you loan out one of your superstars to Hollywood to go be in a movie, guess who gets a check from that? WWE. Like
it's WWE superstar Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's like like it's always that cross promotion, because in the article he talks about when they would try to do Jimmy Kimmel and they were asked for certain stars, and he was like, yeah, it takes a minute before they ask for you, because they were like, well, we could offer you this person. No, we don't want that person. We want Sasha Banks, or we want and so you have to get to that point where you're at recognition. Like Hulk Hogan, when he showed up in all those movies and stuff like that, it became bigger than wrestling. In my opinion, there's nobody in AEW that can transition and become that Hollywood star if that's what they want to do.
But I guess we go to this comment. I comment after this.
Nick Khan was brought in to make the company money. The money isn't in wrestling; it's in entertainment, and I think that's what Nick Khan has done.
Yeah, and
that's what the ratings reflect as well. The ratings have nothing to do with wrestling anymore. Like wrestling, that is a wrestling rating. If they actually got their sport entertainment bullshit together, you'd be pulling India numbers right now for 56 million. 56 million people watching WWE in India.
Yeah, but I think the detractors. Oh, go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
So, what I think that AEW is doing well is that it is the more modernized wrestling. It is the more modern wrestling show. It's not an entertainment show like WWE, and it has a modern philosophy of basically what Marvel is doing with their movies, in which you got to watch all this shit to be fully engaged. You got to be connected. We're trying to monopolize all the money. Excuse me. But the thing is, it's not drawing the money Marvel is doing. Like, I will watch an obscure show called Hawkeye for whatever reason, just because I want to know what's going on in Doctor Strange, because it might be connected. And the one thing AEW it doesn't seem to be doing is grabbing that other audience to make the money to make people want to see, I got to watch Impact to understand what's going on here, or NWA, or all that stuff, or TCW, or Bloodsport, or whatever's going on out there. And it's the right philosophy. It's just, it still hasn't gravitated. I guess it's a wrestling. I think it's more modern. It's a modern take on wrestling to do something like this and have everybody everywhere and follow all these storylines. But the storylines aren't that good. And it's in both brands. Both storylines in both companies aren't really good right now.
I mean, I think the problem with everything, and I think it's a problem with humanity when you come down to it, is just that we have so much tribalism where we need to be in one camp or another camp. We can't just enjoy everything. Like, if you're an Apple user, you have to be an Apple fanboy. You can't appreciate anything that Microsoft does, or vice versa. And it feels like that's what goes on in professional wrestlers. Like, if you like WWE, you become a mark. Oh, you're a fucking mark. Because real wrestling fans, they like AEW. And if you like WWE and don't like AEW, you're an AEW hater. You don't appreciate good wrestling. When at the same time, it's like, you know what? I want to be entertained. And if I'm entertained by a 5-star wrestling match, or if I'm entertained by a corny wedding segment, quite frankly, that's where I'm finding my entertainment at. And I think it's enough for everybody to have a good time.
And I'm going to dive in right here.
Go dive in, my brother.
No, let Manny say what he's going to say. Then I dive in. I put my toe out the water.
I was literally just going to say, was that that listener we had before, I think he's left us, Chris, who would always used to come in the chat and say, Manny doesn't appreciate this because he only likes garbage wrestling. And yes, I do. I like trash.
Oh, Manny. And the sad part about it, I like more trash than you do.
Yeah, and here it is. And this is where I was about to dive in and say is about that. You're free to like, wrestling's like music. It's like music. Like what you like, and people are going to hate. Eric, I'm going to say this right now. Your music taste, I always go, you listen to that? You got trash taste. Or Ryan, or I'm in the car, Ryan. All right, why are we listening to 80s pop music? Man, you got trash taste.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Why am I listening to Iggy Pop, Ryan? Why am I listening to Iggy Pop? Okay, we're on
Why are you listening to Iggy Pop?
I don't know. I'm figuring it out. But it's the same thing. You know, you like what you like. And I like wrestling more than you guys do, like the hardcore shit and all that other stuff. I enjoy a lot of the shit that goes on the indies and everywhere else, and I can watch a lot of bullshit, but I'm not going to sit here and lie that I don't enjoy WWE's random bullshit, stupid ass DQ finishes, bad storytelling, random shit that happens on the show. I enjoy the random shit. It's sad, but I enjoy the 24 segments just as much as I enjoy a match between the Blackpool Fight Club or whatever, the Combat
Club.
What you
make the most. It's what you make out, isn't it? It's basically what you make the most of what you enjoy.
I think we're like the three little bears. I mean, the bears that Goldilocks went into. Marcus is the hardcore fan. Manny's like, he likes a little bit both of them.
I like my boys too hot.
And I like my shit. I like my shit campy, cheesy, and all that. That's where I will buy. I love Tony D having goons attack Santos. I can't wait for this feud. That's the shit that makes me excited. Like, he put a boot on the tire. That's petty. And with a dead fish. Like, what kind of 1980s reference is that?
Call that a boot. I found it interesting. A boot. We call it a clamp.
Oh, I mean, Taylor, you guys are more proper than us, and it's right. But
no, fuck that. It's a boot. Don't let him change you with his English ways, Eric. Don't let him start putting the clamp on you.
See, Mark, that's why we have the vision.
You put the boot to him.
All right, so
he's
now
already criticized our greatest chant, and that's USA. USA.
Mark, that's a stupid ass chant. You know it's a
That's
stupid ass
stupid,
chant.
John.
Because Mark, first of all, Mark, let me tell you why it's a stupid chant. Because USA don't accept us, Mark. So we're saying it, and they gonna kick us out. I mean, shit.
I've never had that breakdown like that ever.
You turned that into a political statement.
No, I mean,
you
because
Marcus, fucking political.
Hey, Mark, you know you're in the right place. You can be like USA. It'll be somebody like, you ain't American. You're African American. I mean, I don't want to even get down to that. But I have a very pressing question for both of you guys before we start talking about Smackdown and Rampage. This was a week for me that I felt like it was a road to the top. And you had two brothers having two epic matches this week. You had Dustin Rhodes get that match that he asked for against CM Punk on Dynamite. And then you had Cody Rhodes going against his mystery opponent, Kevin Owens. Manny, I go to you first. Which match did you prefer, and who do you think had a better match?
CM Punk and Dustin had a better match because it went on longer and they told somewhat of a story of Dustin being old. But that Dustin pushed apparently the number one contender to the limit, and I can't stand by that. And then Cody and Kevin Owens had a good match, but it was like 10 minutes of Raw TV. So
yeah, and I want to argue that yes, Cody and not Cody, Dustin and Punk have the better match. But my issue is I get this match once a week on Dynamite with the old man or the old man or the young upstart pushing a number one star to the limit. I feel like we get this once a week on Dynamite, no matter who you are. 1 week is William Yuta, because fuck William Yuta. I don't care who's he affiliated with. And two, you get Dustin or something like that. So it's once a week you get the guy who you didn't think would be contending.
Oh damn, Yuta getting the JJ treatment.
Yeah, you get JJ treatment.
Dumbass half of this week. What the hell were you thinking, JJ? What were you thinking?
Yeah, she's morphing into Jeff Jarrett with the cowboy hat. I feel like she's gonna start strut any moment, and it's starting her own promotion any minute now.
I try to defend JJ, but she keep doing stupid shit. I just can't help it.
I don't even remember my thought now that you put that up there when I was talking. Oh, but I'm saying that we get that once a week. Cody and KO. What the thing is, what I enjoyed about that match is that Seth goes to the man that he's already said he's through with. And he's already accused him of using him as a mystery opponent of not trying before. Only to get to the same point again to be like, what are you doing? Why aren't you fighting him harder?
Did he call Kevin fat at one point too?
No, he called him fat ass. Get your fat ass in the ring. So for me, no surprise here. I'm going with Cody versus Kevin Owens, and it's simply because I enjoyed the story that they were telling. Like the whole storyline, the Seth is that the only reason why you beat me, Cody, is because I didn't know you was coming out. So I'm going to prove to you, if you don't know your opponent, you can't win. And so Seth being out there, and the whole match is to prove that Cody can't go. And Cody was struggling with Kevin for a minute, but when Seth called Kevin fat, your fat ass, to try harder, and then Kevin did with everybody in that situation. You ain't gonna call me fat, and he walked away. I was like,
yes, done this before. Kevin's done this before. I can't remember what match that he needed Kevin to fight for. He's like, he didn't even try.
But
it was Kevin, a gauntlet. It was a gauntlet.
But Kevin Owens was my MVP because he was the hardest working man on Monday Night Raw from his lie detector test that had Shantae and I cracking up with him and Gable. It was ridiculous. And to this day, Ezekiel sent me this shirt personally, said that his brother Elias wanted me to have this one. And I know that's really Ezekiel.
Elias Jugger brother, which I enjoy. I'm enjoying. See, this is the dumb shit in wrestling I enjoy. It's the stupid that we know who he is.
Yes.
But yet he's getting away with this lie, allegedly. He's putting on Photoshop pictures of him in Elias. It's funny. To me, it's funny. And it's entertaining. And it's showing that Elias can make shit work, even if it don't even make sense. And
Mark, you want to talk about
this? Only working. I think this is only working because of Kevin.
Yeah, he's calling him a liar. Yeah.
Mark, you want to speak with Zeke?
You like to speak with Zeke. I know. He could have used you want to walk with Ezekiel, but no, he wanted to come. You want to speak with Zeke. You also have I want to argue, and I've said this before, and the best storyteller in AEW at the time of Cody's time was probably Cody. There was just times where he would go too far and start ending racism and shit. He was the best storyteller. And now that he showed up on Monday Night Raw and in WWE, he's currently the only person with a storyline that I care about in which he's trying to achieve the greatness his father could never do, which is something you can get behind. And but he's the only one with a story, and I like the characters of Seth and Kevin Owens playing off of this. This is solid.
I would like
but the rest of the shows have been nothing.
I want to jump into SmackDown. And Marcus, I know you've been talking, but I have a question for you because literally this week, SmackDown was the same exact show with a difference is that they added Roman to it when I didn't think Roman was really there. Marcus, did that extra additive of Roman make this show more bearable for you?
Well, just seeing him getting frustrated at the back of his cousins. Just standing up as Jay. It's Jay Uso, right?
It was Jay. It was Jay that got pinned
Jay,
this week.
who got beat by Riddle. Just seeing him frustrated on the edge of his seat. I enjoyed that, and just seeing Roman on the show, it's just more comforting than when he's not there. Although I am always uncomfortable with them trying to make Drew McIntyre the top babyface because Drew needs something else. He's just stale to me, and the ending fell flat to me on the show because I was like, it needs the Usos and Roman to end the show. It's sad, but that's what SmackDown is. It's the Roman Reigns show.
I think I got more electricity, and Manny, I'll ask you if you feel when it was Drew standing across from Randy, and then Randy acknowledged to Drew, "Oh, I'm cool with you now," knowing that they have that battled history with each other. I just don't get that from Drew.
I don't get anything from Drew these days. Drew needs to go heel. Drew needs to shake things up. Drew needs to change things up because he's still got that Thunderdome stink on him.
Yeah.
It's like
he really does.
Stuck to his shoe that says Thunderdome. A giant monitor on his back.
Now, based on Marcus' programming schedule, there was going to be a eulogy this weekend because, unfortunately, I did not die. I'm going to still have a eulogy, and I would like to have a moment of silence for a man who put a lot of effort and a lot of hope into his career, but his career was cut short. That is, shout out to T.O.D. Goods, who ran into Gunther, who just murdered that poor man.
Gunther.
Made T.O.D. Goods rest in heaven forevermore. Because your name is T.O.D. Goods.
No, Eric. I want to pay homage to someone that died this week.
That's one of the best proper names ever. T.O.D.
Goods. He may have died last week, but he died of an even further death this week.
Drew Gulak.
Drew Gulak. I feel bad for Drew Gulak.
Can I also say this is the best Ronda Rousey segment since she comes.
Yes, it was. But Manny,
this is sad. It wasn't much, but it was the best Ronda.
Manny, I am the biggest Drew Gulak defender, but I tell you this right now, that had to happen to his ass. He forgot the contract. He is assisting Adam Pearce, and how dare you forget to put the contract that needed to be signed on the table? You cannot do that. Manny had his head up first, Marcus.
On Raw, we get Sonya Deville, WWE official. She wants Bianca Belair fined. So she got fined $1. No. So if Drew Gulak is now acting as Adam Pearce's assistant, shouldn't Ronda get fined? I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying he's a WWE official now. I'm just saying. Because otherwise, Adam Pearce is still a piece of shit.
He's training. He's training, Manny. He's training.
No, what you can do is you suspend Ronda so she doesn't have to be on TV until her next match, and that's how you save it. I'm okay with that. Suspend Ronda's ass.
Not over no Drew Gulak attack, because then you got to suspend Charlotte because she attacked Drew Gulak too.
Mark, you had your hand up.
But I'm okay with Drew Gulak being in this role. This is the best role he's going to get in this company. But back to the Gunther attack.
T.O.D. Goods, Marcus. T.O.D. Goods.
Why'd you know his name?
Because that's a terrible name. And now the arrogance repeating or the T.O.D. Goods, who will be your next indie company champ, who's gonna lose his title to Matt Cardona any week now.
Hey T.O.D. Goods, mark this down. He is the new needle mover. He will move that needle.
The man was assassinated. I don't know who put him up to this. And I think they're doing White by Gunther, and I'm tired of people calling Gunther Walter at this point.
Wow.
Just get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Just get over it. I don't. People who won't let shit go, just call him Gunther.
I'm going to throw some love to Charlotte for hiding that kendo stick underneath the table. True Triple H. True tribute to Triple H.
Also, shout out to trolling Marcus, because I saw Marcus was back in his Facebook groups telling people about stop fucking around with these names, because Marcus being who he is.
Yeah, it actually does annoy me that people care about the names, because I watched Butch wrestle this week, and you know who I saw in that ring?
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne, as Eric would call him. It's the same shit. He was still in there joint manipulating and doing his match. He lost to Xavier Woods, which, hurts my heart. But
yeah, I don't feel he deserved that loss this week. This week he didn't deserve that loss.
Manny, can I fringe on your gimmick and take 1 minute of some of my favorite moments that took place on SmackDown so we can close SmackDown out real quickly?
Do you want some music to go with your
You can do it. It's going to be very quick. It's just an Eric minute.
Go on.
All right, so the first thing I really enjoyed was that Xia Li is finally fed up with all this shit. She says, like, hey, she ain't protecting nobody but herself.
I don't know. But I was like, shit.
She said, ain't nobody worth protecting, so fuck it, I'm protecting myself. Also, Shaky said, you know what, fuck you, Jinder. I ain't never get no shot. Ricochet, I'm going to whip a little ass. I'm going to get this shot. And then Natty and Shayna say, you know what, we want a shot. So I appreciate everybody getting fed up and calling their own shots on SmackDown this week. That's what I appreciate. Love me some Xia Li saying, fuck y'all, I'm doing this on my own.
I don't think this deserves the minute talk. I believe this is a full discussion of what Xia Li. And you want to know what it was? You want to know what it was, Eric?
What?
America. You people don't deserve shit. I hear your racist comments. I'm not there to protect people, and now I'm the one that needs to protect.
Manny, you gotta take the music off, because this go-go got me more excited than anything. Stop.
Okay. Also, Marcus's boy, Mansoor, has joined up with LA Knight's little group of Mace.
Face.
Get it right. Face.
Man, they didn't. Okay, if I'm correct, hold on. They weren't on SmackDown, right? Because I was, half asleep watching this. As it's really difficult.
No,
they weren't on SmackDown. Okay, because I saw Mansoor out there in a pull apart, but other than that, or not the pull apart, but the lumberjack match ending. But I didn't see him anywhere else.
I know I'm on the island of loneliness. I'm not on Mount whatever Edge is at, but
Olympus.
Omnipotence. I'm omnipotence. I'm on the island of bad, cheesy wrestling. That's where I'm at.
Oculus.
But I'm looking forward to LA Knight and his crew to see how bad or how good they can be. I'm looking forward to this shit. I just can't wait.
That man has to be a good used car salesman to get those people over. I'm just saying, he's going to really have to be selling some snake oil in that ring with Face and Mansoor.
Shit, you're damn right. Let me talk to you. Mansoor's going to be renamed BA.
Okay.
BA. Go ahead.
This is a legit question, though. I don't know if I dreamed this. Did Sheamus Group get a name this week?
I don't think they
thought
did.
they called him something.
They might have called him something, but I wasn't paying that much attention because I watched it early this morning.
Okay.
And I was more caught up with Xia Li just being fed up with people. That was my favorite moment.
Which group are you taking? Blackpool Combat Club or Sheamus's group?
Ooh,
Sheamus's group.
I think I take Sheamus's group too.
Because I feel like in Sheamus' group, the weak link is Ridge. Ridge is kind of just, and the Blackpool Combat Club is Yuta. He's kind of just.
Even his new tights that showing that he's all in for the click annoyed me. I really hate this guy.
No, I like his new tights. I was happy he changed his previous tights, which I don't know what those look like, some pajama bottoms for a little kid, which you had to cut the feet out of because he got too big and his parents couldn't afford it. That's what it looked like before. So I was happy he got that. And I like their gear. I'm going to lean toward the Combat Club just because of Regal.
Marcus, why are you, both Manny
It's
and I
Bryan
knew
Danielson.
that you were going to go
know.
to the BCC. We knew you were going there because Bryan Danielson was in there, Marcus. I mean,
Yeah.
the one thing that's been consistent about this entire show is that Bryan Danielson will always be your boy, whether he's Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, or Mr.
Yeah.
Brie Bella.
Wait.
He will always
Eric,
be your boy.
So Mox has never
Eric.
always been my boy, but Mox is actually growing on me lately.
Eric,
I feel like Skinny Mox is a better wrestler.
Okay.
Let's ask him this question. Would you put Swerve in the Blackpool Fight Club instead of Wheeler Yuta?
No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
No, I would not. No, I would not. I would not. I would not. Swerve don't fit that style.
Manny, since I know Marcus did not watch Rampage, are you already, like I am, sick of Keenan and Kel being on screen? Like, I don't understand if Keith Lee and Swerve Scott are just two of the most unlikable individuals ever.
Hold on.
Yes.
Ricky
Starks. Ricky Starks said, "Get your Keenan and Kel ass off of TV" when they were cutting. It was something like that. Yes, and at that point, I said that is why Ricky Starks is the man, because
I see it so well. I did not know that happened. That's great.
Go to the thing I tagged you in this morning, and then watch the gif of Keenan. Watch the gif of Kel moving, and tell me that ain't Swerve down.
I'll watch it later. I didn't know. I had no reference. I was like, "What is
they are so?" I don't know what is wrong with them. I can't stand them.
What did they do this week? I know that
they just got
from a little bit I saw because I got to some of Ishii and Cole, but I kind of fell asleep and came in at the end of Switchblade. Then I fell asleep again. Woke up in the middle of Eddie Kingston versus Danny Garcia, who looked like they were having a match, and then I kind of fell asleep again and woke up on a random episode of Battle at the Belts on my Hulu. So, but what did Swerve and Keith Lee have to do? Are they declaring that they're a tag team or what?
They were just talking shit about Team Taz and stuff. Yeah. It's like a storyline, like they're still at the entry level when you join AEW. What you do? You go and fight Team Taz. You're still at that level. But
can we add one to the Black Combat Club? I know they're not the Black Combat Club, but I would like to call it the Black Combat Club without any black guys. They got House of Black, no black guys. Combat Club. But they should add Hook in that group instead of Will Yuta. I'm just saying.
I mean, he's still Taz's son.
Yeah, I mean,
still Taz's son. Taz don't need his son right now.
No, Mark, even Hook got away from Team Taz. Like, that's the greatest thing about it. Like, he steadily walked away from them. But the thing about it is that the more I see Keith Lee and I see Swerve Scott on television, I'm like, Vince, you sometimes you get it right. Like, sometimes you just say, you know what? I can't make money with these people. And I just don't think I can make money with Keith Lee in the state that he's in right now. And shout out to your boy Shelton Benjamin, though, Marcus, talk about how Mia Yim became more Asian by marrying Keith Lee, because she went from Mia Yim, who's half black, to now she's Mia Lee, which now makes her even more Asian, which was the funniest tweet that he put out there.
Mia Yim Lee. Yeah. Also, the second best feud in wrestling today is Shelton and Mia Yim. For whatever reason, this is continually to go around.
Pettiest reasons ever.
Yeah. And I it's more of a storyline that I'm getting on any of these shows.
Don't start me with that shit. But Manny, let me ask you this other question. So as you know that Lance Archer has been bought by MJF to fight War Pig.
Oh, you got a tune-up fight.
How did you feel about this tune-up fight that Lance Archer got against Serpentico? Like, did you laugh when Serpentico thought he did something with that dive and then he got his ass kicked?
Wait,
I don't understand why these people. So there's been two tune-up fights in the last 2 weeks now. One guy tried to get the jump on the Butcher by doing a drop kick off the top rope. And then this week he tried to get the jump on him. He tried to get the jump on the Murder Hawk for some reason, for no purpose. He didn't achieve nothing. This was the dumbest tune-up fight ever.
Then you had Eddie Kingston defeating Daniel Garcia.
How many matches was on this show? They need to go back to the 3-match formula on Rampage.
You had four, but I don't think Lance Archer versus Serpentico counts as a match.
It counts.
Eddie Kingston defeated Daniel Garcia. Very good match. I don't know if Danny Garcia taking a clean pin was the right decision, but who cares? Wins and losses kind of matter in AEW.
Danny Garcia has been losing since he got there. Yeah, he rarely wins.
Barely
But
wins.
now it's time for the main event. And like I said, watching paint dry is more entertaining than Marina Shafir. I mean, this is as bad as Malcolm Bivens' turn on Roderick Strong, which is still one of my favorite slow turns in there because that's sorry.
Well, Roddy turned on him this week. He was like, "I'm gonna put people in gear. I'm gonna whether they like it or not."
No,
Yeah,
Marcus.
I'm like,
no,
Roddy, you're dead.
No,
You're dead, Roddy.
Malcolm turned on Roddy first because when he was on the phone talking to Ivy Dow, who was over in the UK, and then Roddy was like, "Yeah, we sit over there." His eyes told me this motherfucker need to shut the fuck up. He need to get out of our house. I don't know why he's here. He don't win. But we had Jade Cargil versus Marina Shafir. The only thing I can take away from this match is that this was the biggest waste of popcorn I've had in a long time when the baddie section decided to throw popcorn. Oh, Marina Shafir. Why? The attorney distracted Aubrey. I hated seeing this popcorn wasted this way. This match was what it was. Jade Cargil got another win. Who will be the next victim for Jade? I don't know. Manny, did you like the main event for
Hold on.
Rampage?
So you got upset about this match because food got wasted?
I did, man. Because I really wanted some popcorn at that time, and I wanted some popcorn.
You apparently crying.
I mean, the match was just there.
You see popcorn falling on the ground.
You can't be Beef Lee and not be all popcorn lives matter, man. All popcorn lives matter.
There's a small tear come from your eye.
Every time, I guess when Eric goes to movie theaters and he see kids going like this, and the popcorn flies all over the place, Eric just goes, "Little motherfucker, he wasted popcorn. How dare you?"
Yeah.
I mean, this was probably Jade's best match, but like
It was.
I would. That's a stretch, though.
Really?
None of these 30 matches have been good.
No. And to AEW's credit, they tried. They tried to build Marina Shafir up to be something, but at the same time, she's still just Marina Shafir.
She ain't no milestone.
No. And like, it's like, is the next person we gonna have like they go fatten up for Slaughter Jessamine Duke? Like, is she gonna get a bunch of wins on Dark? Like, I'm just like, I don't know when she's gonna have a real competitor, but at the same time, the current women's champion doesn't get that much TV time either. So I don't know what's going on. Because I mean, Britt Baker got more television time than Thunder Rosa this week. I don't even think Thunder Rosa was mentioned.
Who do you think should be the first real storyline Jade gets opponent should be? Because I'm assuming she's still working with Brian Danielson, and according to people, she's getting better. I guess I don't know.
She's getting better
this week.
She is getting better.
But who do you think that first opponent should be that she goes like, damn?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to end up being Red Velvet. I think it's going to be some type of betrayal because,
I think they'll start putting Toni Storm or the others against her.
Well, that's like my biggest criticism about AEW right now is that we're having this Owen Hart tournament, but no one really, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, but no one really explained it to me what the purpose of the tournament is. Like, what does the winner get? Like, is it just a trophy?
I don't even know when it starts. When
it starts in May. It starts in May.
Yeah,
in May.
Because I realized we're getting qualified matches. This isn't the tournament. I thought we were in the tournament.
No, we're not in a tournament. It's just qualifying matches. We don't even know what the brackets are.
I believe the women's tournament started, right?
No,
they're not doing qualifying matches. I believe this is
the tournament starts in May. It starts in May. And it's like, I feel like they're still trying to figure out what the tournament is going to be. But I think the next first tournament match will be in 2 weeks.
I just feel like this company's got too much going on at this current moment. They just got too much going on, but not really a lot going on. It's a weird combination of we're just throwing things out there. We got Owen Hart tournament. We got this Japan show in Chicago coming up, and Double or Nothing is coming, and we haven't really had any build for Double or Nothing. We're a month out, or less than a month now.
The best way to describe what's going on is that they're throwing a bunch of ideas on the wall, but they're not connecting any of the dots. And I think that's a fair criticism of AEW. They have, like you said, they have so much going on, but there's nothing going on at the same time. Like, you have the teasing of CM Punk and Hangman Page, and I've seen stuff on Twitter that seemed like it would be a solid storyline going forward because you kind of can do the whole Jeff Hardy thing, but I haven't seen Adam Hangman drink in a long time, because he's straight edge.
You got to turn CM Punk heel. If he's going after Hangman for just drinking and all that, you turn CM Punk heel. But they have no problem doing that because Brian Danielson was a heel one day and a face one day, and then I don't know what the hell they are right now.
Man? I don't know what they are right now. I really don't know.
Ass for whatever reason, and there's no triple title.
No, Marcus, we don't need more CM Punk questioning if he's a bad guy or not.
He is, because it's about to be. It looks like it's face versus face going into a Double or Nothing, and I have to put that title on Punk. And I don't know if Hangman can tell me the story that they need to tell. I think CM Punk is game for it. He's one of the best talkers in this era of wrestling, and I think he can do it. But I don't know if Hangman has it.
I mean, let me just be real. I don't understand why AEW is so high on Sammy Boring Guevara. I don't get it. I thought Scorpio Sky was a more entertaining champion, just a little bit on the mic. Like the fact that that Sammy is having sex.
Wrong person.
The fact that Sammy is having sex with Tay Conti is probably the most interesting thing that he is right now, and that bothers me. Rusev was the best TNT champion. Cody.
Whoa! He went back to his slave name.
Yeah, because he ain't been on TV, so I keep forgetting who he was. I mean,
God's favorite champion.
Miro, God's favorite champion.
And like the matches that Sammy Guevara has when he's not in the ring with another credible opponent, it's just like mediocre at best. I mean, he's not good on the mic. He's not good in the ring. I don't understand why he is the TNT champion. Well, at least Jade Cargil has a look.
Can I pause and say the people who are wrestling in this this ladder match this week, which is another ladder match, or you to get a ladder match or a Texas Death Match on Dynamite once a week. In this match, the two people in that match are the least entertaining people who were talking right there. More entertaining, Dan Lambert, and then Ethan Page come out there, more entertaining than both of them on the microphone. Doesn't get a sniff at anything.
Yeah, don't give him a sniff. He don't fight, man. He don't fight at all. I mean, like
Ethan, does he have injuries we don't know about?
No, Ethan Page is a more talented version. Who?
Darius Martin.
Yeah, the brother. Yeah, he's the injury pro. He's an injury pro, Martin.
But like
clearly he's a Jannetty. Clearly he's Jannetty.
Ethan Page is just a more talented version of Trick Williams. That's what he is. That's simple as that. Like he's in the corner, and Scorpio Sky is mellow.
I don't even know that's fair to call Ethan Trick Williams. I feel like
that's not fair.
That's not fair.
That's not
Trick
fair.
is a manager. Trick is a manager.
Yeah, but he's fighting next week. He's fighting next week. And how did Solo get into this match between Melo and Cameron? Like I thought it was just gonna be a one-on-one match. I was confused.
You might as well call that the triple threat champion at this point because they always defend that title in triple threat matches. And we're talking about NXT North American title. We were watching Last Dragon last night. Can I have a question?
Okay.
Are you casting Trick Williams as Shono?
He would be.
Would you go Booker T? Or would you go Booker T? Because Booker T is the obvious choice. But I think Trick Williams got to beat.
If we're doing a reboot, I'm going with Trick Williams. I want everybody to be youthful in there. I want everybody to be so who would be Manny's 3 favorite Asians? We're gonna get Kushida. Well, no, he's not only there. Ikemen.
No, it can be anybody. Why do they have to be the 3 favorite Asians?
Because that's Manny's favorite Asians. He wanted to hang out with them, so you got to cast them.
You don't know. I can have other Asians I want to hang out with. How dare you just assume I want to hang out with these Asians?
If we're doing cast subject to change with those 3 characters, I am going to the Dark Order and getting 3 random people and Johnny.
Nah. The one with the hat is Gallows. The one with the hat is Gallows.
The one with the hat is Gallows. Maybe it's AJ Gallows and Anderson.
Hey, can I be controversial and cast Shonuff as Lance Archer just because he already got braids and he seems like a big dude? Like, just
no.
If you're going that controversial, I'm casting Phil Balor as Shonuff.
No, Marcus. Finn Balor can be Bruce Leroy, Marcus. This is imagine him walking around the city.
And then Malcolm Bivens is playing like 8 different characters in this film.
We basically made him Eddie Murphy. He was Danny Green. He was also Leroy's younger brother.
And I also feel like
4 years old.
And if we're casting Betty's gonna be in this movie, but he has to wear that pink suit with the do-rag. He has to have that on in the movie too.
But anyway, that pretty much Asian kid. I want to be that little Asian kid that get kicked in the face.
Yeah, we realize that's the baddest motherfucker ever lived. Because he took a kick from a 35 to 40-year-old man, a kick to the face, and didn't sell it at all.
Wasn't that Ernie Hudson Jr.?
I think it is. It is.
Yeah, that was
Ernie
Ernie
Hudson
Hudson.
Jr.
Like he went on to be Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, but it's hilarious that he took the kick to the face and no soul. A kick to the face and it's a grown ass man.
Hey,
If a grown ass man
Marcus,
kicked a 6-year-old in the face.
It's a great thing that wrestling fans weren't reviewing that film back in the day. How dare he no sold that move? It's ridiculous that they're not selling any moves.
No. But we did determine Last Dragon is absolutely just pro wrestling. It's just pro wrestling.
I could have told you that.
Controversial storyline.
Who is the woman that gets kidnapped all the time?
Cora Jade.
Nah.
It has to be
JCJ. Because
JCJ. Who kidnapped
JCJ is prone for putting herself in bad situations. Because it was no reason why she should have fought Roxanne this week. I don't understand what she was doing, but you know.
Oh wait, Eric. In that video package of Roxanne, did you notice a little girl change race in the middle of it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
did. Little race bending.
Hey. Once again, NXT,
what did you think of Roxy, the former Ring of Honor Women's Champion, in her debut?
You know what?
I
gotta see more matches, man. I don't think it was enough. I mean, I felt that she carried herself on the microphone good enough, and she was in the ring with Double J, which is, a testament to herself. But it'll be interesting to see where she goes going forward.
Miss Perez came off as a knockoff AJ Lee and Cora Jade kind of combination at this current moment.
Well, I didn't see enough. All I saw was near pinfalls and arm drags, and then the distraction. And then what's that finished? It's red something, red alert or whatever. Dustin does it.
Code red.
Wow. Okay. Well, damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Luke says Roxy is 19, so
they really got that in the video package.
They really got the youth movement. Like you got Cora Jade 19, you got Roxy that's 19.
Her youthful game that she was playing as a kid was WWE 2K19.
I know, Marcus. I know.
We're old. No, she's playing WWE 12.
I know.
WWE 12.
I just wanted to make the joke,
and then I got annoyed that none of the background stuff changed in that time frame.
Can I take
an issue with that? And I was like, why can't she be poor, Manny?
Hey, I just want to point out that I would love to be walking in the hallway and get a pep talk from Andre Chase and Brody. I mean, they would on the NXT show that no one watches on Peacock, but they would this week.
Eric, the confrontation in the back of the week, you need to speak on this one, Eric, because me and Manny had already spoke on this one, but you talk about the confrontation in the back that was due to happen. Natty's walking in the back, and black-ass Nikita Lyons show up. So, what are your thoughts on Nikita using her black voice on Natty? Because he ain't black.
Let me tell you. Let me because this show was supposed to be over already, but that was probably
one of the more. This needs to be spoken about.
That was probably one of the more awkward segments that I've seen in a long time. First of all, like, was it Mackenzie Lee that did the interview, or was it the other lady that did the interview?
I don't
It's always Mackenzie. If it's NXT, it's always Mackenzie.
But like, I felt like it was so awkward because both Mackenzie and Natty were so small, and then Hood, like Nikita Lyons seems so out of place to be challenging the boat in this situation. But she had to become black in this situation too. It's like, after I finish Last Legend, I'm coming for you, Natty. Let you like why?
I'm flexible.
What? She's straight out of a blaxploitation movie. I don't know why she came in like that.
Like, who said that we needed Nikita Lyons versus Natty in this situation? Like,
I did. Where is it?
Okay.
I did.
Did Natty come into the back like, I'm gonna fight you?
Know everybody.
I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you. And then on top of that, like, Natty feel like she attacked all minorities. Maybe she's gonna change to a KKK gimmick because she went after Naomi and Shayna. I mean, Naomi and Sasha.
Don't put that
on SmackDown.
Natty's Canadian. Don't make it. Don't
Marcus,
do this to Natty.
Marcus, she might be, Marcus, you know Natty could be racist when you make a white woman act black just to make her uncomfortable. That's what that was right there.
Natty's a Karen, we all know, but like,
Eric,
I'm not saying Natty's a
racist. We don't know about Nikita's life. She could be auditioning for a black role for all we know.
Honestly,
like tell me, as black men, you haven't had a white person basically audition and try to act black in front of you.
Manny, I want to point out, I will confess, I
Hey,
made it
oh,
through
boy.
Malibu's Most Wanted. I watched that entire movie and I enjoyed that
Hey,
movie.
By
So
the way, that's also what I compare the Key to Lions to this week.
What's
Oh,
Malibu's Most Wanted?
you've never seen
you've never
it's Tay
seen
Diggs,
Malibu?
Tay Diggs, Anthony
Tay
Anderson.
Diggs is not- They're not the star. It's Jamie Kennedy's the star.
I'm sorry.
You give top billing to the black actors who were cameos in the movie at best.
Because they were paid to scare him to not want to be acting black anymore, man. And at the end of the day, the movie became Be Who You Are. That's what the movie became.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yes.
Flashbacks of a different time.
Where he was called B-Rad.
Yeah.
B-Rad. Because his name was Brad, but he was B-Rad. 300 subscribers. Malibu most wanted watch party.
No.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
No.
300 will be the 300 subscriber movie.
Oh, at 250, Malibu most wanted.
Yeah, I suggest.
No, I said at
Manny
250. I want at 250. I want either Goonies or Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but Goonies is
I
Rookie
go
of the
Rookie
Year.
of the
Those
Year
are
with
good
two-
movies. Those are
Eric,
good movies.
And can I offer you one? If we get to 227 subscribers, me and you have to review an episode 227.
So you know why, Marcus? Let me tell you why. I will give you a
Shante
heartfelt.
will be on that episode too.
No, because I'll give you a heartfelt 227 episode thing, Mark. Because you remember when I was in my collecting phases of DVDs, I bought the complete first season of 227.
You just like to blow money.
I actually put this one in there, and I watched 2 episodes of that. And I was like, I ain't never watching this shit again. And that show was
no, it was not good.
that show was not a good show at all. Compared to quality TV like Sister. Now that was a good show.
Why are you comparing
Go
your
home,
Jack
Roger.
Why are you comparing your Jack Hay commercials? By the way, Twin Magic, was that this week the Twin Magic failed?
Yes.
No, last week.
That was
Last
last
week
week.
was a true-
With the Renegade Sisters, they failed with Twin Magic. It has never failed anybody. Somewhere, Nikki Bella is just shaking her head. I got to teach this girl
Man,
something.
there's twins everywhere that's upset. Like, I can't believe they, because Twin Magic, before those twins fucked it up, was the most protected move in the whole wrestling industry. And now it's no longer protected because Twin Magic is dead.
You had the Bellas doing Twin Magic, and even the Usos have pulled off Twin Magic at one point.
You know what,
Aaron
what you doing?
Brothers
I'll be
Twin
real, man. Sanford and Son is the real deal. That show, fuck Lamont. That's a long-standing thing. Fuck Lamont, but that's a really good show. His dad just wanted to be treated right. I mean, he provided for fucking Lamont, and Lamont was just trying to get away from his father. Shit.
By the way, what do you think of Raphael's post of Grady only being 46 years old?
Marcus, I don't know. Marcus, times was different, man. Times was different at that time.
Grady was 90 years old.
Marcus, because looking at him being 46, and I'm like, I'm 42. Shit, I hope I don't look like that. Remember, wasn't that followed up with like a basketball player that was like 26, but he looked like he was 53?
Yeah.
But anyway, I know Marcus is tired, and I know we have talked about and we've rambled on.
You got an email.
Oh, but it's an old email that we read back in 2010.
Time to read it again. I'm down to hear it. Because when I listen to Back to the Future preview episode, which is never probably going to happen. I think the idea for Smack to the Future, we should just wait until Raw's Retro actually catch up to SmackDown where it fits perfectly.
So I just do it.
No. Because you and Ross can do Raw is Retro, and then we can do Smack to the Future and simultaneously tell stories. Because 50-50 of what we're talking about is not going to happen week to week in SmackDown because there was no brand split. People would just be like, "Oh, what happened on Raw?"
So someone went and dug into the archives, and it says, "Hey, Sharpie dudes, what's popping?" Well,
it's another Cashmere.
Well, another closer. I want to make sure that's no, yeah. Well, another closer to SummerSlam, and I'm finding it very hard to get excited about the card for the pay-per-view. Sheamus versus Randy Orton is going to be incredibly dull. I think with each of them doing the same old moves they do week in and week out. Kane versus Ray is a match I know I've seen about 400 times already on SmackDown. So the fact that I'm having to pay for it this time isn't a nice feeling. Alicia Fox versus Melina will be botch-tastic as it always is when Melina is in the ring. So at least
the match. It's the match.
That's the greatest wrestling match of all time.
So at least I can get some
wait,
enjoyment. This was sent in 2010. So at least I can get some
original even? I need to find that.
So at least I can get some enjoyment out of the fuck ups. Big Show versus SES, Straight Edge Society, for those who don't know. I like this match as I always enjoy seeing Punk wrestle, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do with the Big Show. I reserve judgment on this match to next week. And so that brings us to the clusterfuck main event, Team WWE versus Team Nexus. All I will say about this is if Team WWE wins, thanks to Superman Cena, I will be phoning WWE headquarters and asking for a refund for this whole pay-per-view. Right, gentlemen, that is all for me this week. I like to remind each and every one of the Sharpie Nation that murder is murder. It doesn't matter if you're Benoit or OJ. Peace out, Johnny Cashmere.
Oh, what?
Alicia Fox
Ross,
versus Melina was SummerSlam 2010.
The greatest wrestling match of all time, according to Arion from Tough Enough, circa 2005 or 2015 or whatever the hell that year was. Wow. I'm glad we found that match. I'm glad we found it.
So we need to go back and rewatch that match.
I think we need to watch that whole SummerSlam and see if Ross was actually accurate in any of these descriptions, because I'm down with some Rey Mysterio Kane right now. That's a throwback shit. And that's when Bryan Danielson saved Team Nexus, right?
I think that's when he
became the hero. He returned after being fired for choking out everybody, right?
Yeah. Remember when you got fired for choking out Justin Roberts? Man, shit. Life ain't good anymore. Now you could act black and confront Natty and still have a job.
50% of that card is now in AEW, by the way, that he brought up. Big Show.
Marcus. So, as I brought out this old vintage book for when we went in 2016 to watch Ring of Honor against New Japan, was showing AEW ain't that original.
He's holding a Bible.
Marcus,
hey, what you should have did as Exhibit A and B is just show these images that you have of all those matches. And
so everybody in this match, you got Kenny Omega who was there. He's not. He's
you
hurt.
have these images digitally. You could have just had to queue up.
Why are you holding up a book?
Ishii.
This is old man Eric right here showing us nothing. We can't see any of this. Eric, we can't see any of this.
Right.
I know that the light is reflecting off it, so you can't see anything.
Yeah, well, that concludes this show because you're right. You don't see a goddamn thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Ross, he never got his refund for that show.
You know what? I don't like Marcus having control either. I mean, I'm the only one with no control. Fuck all you. Anyway, since why do you want to put me in a bad place, Betty? Why? Why does she have this camo trash bag?
That was the worst outfit she's ever worn. When she put that outfit on, I was like,
no. So honestly, you have to have some type of shape to wear that type of outfit. So, like, if a Nikita Lyons wore that outfit, it might look a lot different than Charlotte.
Hold on,
I have a feeling she was watching The Last Dragon Watch Along when me and Marcus both revealed our favorite color is green.
Oh, and she tried to
represent my boys.
And that was her impersonation of Vanity in that situation, huh?
Actual footage of Ross watching SummerSlam from 2010.
Wait. Ross is watching himself.
He realized it was a reflection. It was him all alone. And then also me watching SummerSlam 2010 today. Just out.
That's still one of the most adorable pictures ever, man. I'm telling you. Shout out to Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu, out for the big buddy.
I mean, Charlotte, come on, Charlotte. Come on. Is he still employed by WWE?
He shows up every now and then. No, he shows up every now and then. Forget that, Manny. It's time for the real picture.
Damn, that's when the charcuterie board was not what it needed to be. That looked like some good ass water, though. I think it's chilled to the perfect temperature. Damn. The pineapples cut.
Because Sting and Diamond scenes after them celebrating their coffin match victory.
You know, clearly the show has jumped the shark when you start going through Marcus. Oh,
Woo.
rep that gear.
Look at him eating. Look at him eating. By the way, I apologize to the people who are watching audio of us flashing pictures. If you watch the video show, you will understand this last segment. It's just us picture. They can show us random pictures.
Yeah. Oh, the Johnny Five broke Marcus. He was so pissed because he could not participate in the short circuit. And look at a young Cody Rhodes in the background.
Cody and Dustin. Why do they have matching hair? Why do they have matching hair?
Wrestling has only one rule.
We're delirious now. I'm delirious. For no reason. Where you been? Where are you?
Well, they had no direction for her, and I'm kind of happy they did not insert her into the Becky Lynch Bianca match.
This is live
Ross
footage
said
of a
just
man
1 hour of this
that-
next week. What, us reacting to photos or just a 1 hour show?
Yeah, this is actual footage of Amanda Hirsch sitting on Johnny Depp's bed.
Hey, you know what? Amanda Hirsch should have been around when Biggie was on her because, you know, he like to have people shit on him. I don't get it. And then someone told me that OBJ's into that too.
That man likes that shit. This is a man that likes
your
shit
daddy
right
and
there.
your uncle.
That man is gonna make eggs in your house butt ass naked. He could, if we redid Baby Boy, he could be recast as the Ving Rhames characters. I missed the old Walter when he was in shape, out of shape.
He looks like he's going to the gym.
We need to do another episode of this.
World Wrestling Federation, which folded due to financial issues, Manny.
No, it's still going.
Barely people skimming off the top. I don't know what's going on with that.
No, Mark, they started using skim milk, Marcus. They was using skim milk.
Lucky Charm has been canceled for doing dick helicopters.
Everybody knew the Federation was done when they signed Oatmeal. Oatmeal ain't never moved the needle.
Oatmeal can't draw. Oatmeal can't draw. I don't care how much you add into the oatmeal. The biggest every berry and grape and juice and apple in that oatmeal.
Marcus,
draw.
I don't know, Marcus, if you didn't know, but the World Breakfast, I had on good authority, if the company hadn't folded, it was going to be a debut that would have shook the foundation of the Royal Breakfast Federation, an entity that is known across the world, that actually deals in the world of breakfast and also in lunch. It is the king and the queen of brunch. Mimosa was going to make their debut. Mimosa was going to show up.
The problem with Mimosa, it was the Jeff Hardy of wrestling. Fucking Glenn just lit. Just never could get right. You always want to push Mimosa. Just never worked it.
Huge announcement.
You try to put mimosa with fruit, couldn't work. You try to put mimosa with granola, wouldn't work. You try to put it in later in the card, did not work. Mimosa was downfall to everybody.
Honestly, we should have tried to sell the World Breakfast Federation to Tony Khan and have Tony Tiger walk out onto the stage. It's Tony the Tiger.
So Marcus,
I know who that is.
So Marcus, that's who's interrupted. That's interrupted. Tony the Tiger's gonna interrupt Tony Khan as he makes his announcement.
He is their biggest draw at this current moment.
Not oatmeal, huh?
No, oatmeal.
How many times I need to tell you, oatmeal is disgusting. It's just dust in a bowl.
All right.
It's the
How
Tom
about
Brady of wrestling.
Let me call him Porridge then. How about we call it Porridge?
No,
Porridge is just as bad.
Isn't it the same?
but I did shed a tear when Grinch won the first title as the first black champion.
I heard Burnt Toast was showing up too.
Yeah, when they kept screaming, he kept losing a little bit as it cut him off. Kept blaming himself.
All right,
This
this
is
show-
a pure sign that we need to take a break from this show.
Anyway, there may or may not be a show next Saturday due to
There is no show on Tuesday.
creative differences and dysfunction, the delusion, Nakia Lyons popping up whispering things in people's ear. You know, word on the street that you know like how the guy in Lord of the Rings, where he had the guy whisper to his ear where he was possessed. That might be me, and I'm becoming an ego.
That's the second reference to the smelly ass man again. I think Manny brought him up this week, right? Or was that another show? We're on Dale the King.
The guy who thought Helm's Deep was
Oh,
gonna be the
yeah.
answer to all their
That was
problems.
because of Edge. That was because Edge sitting on that throne looked fucking old as dirt.
Hey, Manny,
I told you to take the wizard style.
Manny, would you follow Edge to Helm's Deep?
No, I would not.
You know, I would love to do a splicing of Edge sitting on his throne and then having Gandalf the White magically takes off his robe. And it's like, ah!
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this show. We hope we moved your needle by listening to it or watching this show. I'm Eric.
Smooth and sultry Lord Manny Hayes.
And I'm Orange Soda. I know you love me. You do. Who?
Otherwise known as the Notorious POG.
I am not a pog.
You a pog, man. You a pog, man. You a pog. Hey, you know, Marcus, I feel like your last little outburst right there is gonna be the best though, because you had crazy eyes, man.
I am not. This is me. This is when you know I'm serious. My eyes get crossed. I am not.
Oh, I thought you was just I just thought you was announcing the main event.
Watch when you shave your beard again. We're gonna be like, that's the pog! That's the pog!
It is now time for the main event.
And the grand finale, no, it's the pog.
Can I, at least when I turn to the pog, can I get the Finn Balor demon music?
Hey, Manny, you know, it'd be the greatest thing if somebody at his job is watching this, and the next thing you know, they walk in, hey, Pog, what's going on? Marcus,
We've said that. We said that on one of the shows. One of his fears is that he spent all this time becoming the grand finale, only to become famous and be the Pog. And everyone at work like, how's it going, Pog? Pick up those chips, Pog.
how's it slamming, Pog? You know why I can get away? You know why I can't get away? Because everybody's in their 20s and nobody was alive when Pogs was hot. Okay, just like nobody was alive at my job when wrestling was hot. It's the same combination. They go hand in hand. Damn, Pogs are like our old people jacks. Like we didn't play those damn jacks. Marbles. I really do. Just made no sense. I want Squid Games America to have Pogs in there. Someone going, oh, what do we do now? Oh, that would be amazing. They play Pogs for life. I hope I would never have to shoot somebody over some Pogs, but there's a motherfucker out there who stole my slammer that knows he got an ass kicking coming his way if I can remember their name. It happens at Mills Park.
At 300 subscribers, we need an exclusive Marcus the Pog t-shirt.
Shit, I might do that shit now.
Where it's just Pogs and different Marcus and different poses. Like
in my head, this is how I envision the shirt. I can't accomplish this, but like I have a stack of Pogs at the bottom, and then a slammer has just hit it, and then you see like the Pog spin it, and you just see Marcus' face, cheese it right there on the shirt. Talk about the Pog. You know what? Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good day, sir. You don't have the power.
Good
I
day.
The power.
I dare you to,
I
Nikita
do have
Wise,
the power.
in the show, but the audio keep
Oh,
going.
and then Levi actually wanted a Thug Manny shirt because of you.
I do like Manny with the pink outfit with the do-rag. Like, I really feel like I should buy Manny a pink do-rag just so he can wear it on the show one day.
I can't even find that image. I was about to put it up.
You guys have had Toupee Tuesday, but can we have do-rag Saturday? That's what we need to have.
We nearly had do-rag day. I can't remember what was it for? Halloween, we nearly did do-rag day.
I really feel like one Saturday we should come back and just be do-rag Saturday. Just for no good reason.
In honor of do-rag
Bloodline t-shirts with everyone else holding pogs instead of cash.
Hey, Manny, we can make it rain with pogs. Like,
You know what? I'm going to get us copyright strike if you guys keep bringing this up.
Oh, because you hit the table and the microphones are going feedback. Mr. Feedback probably showed up.
I'm ending the show, guys.